Hi everybody, I'm going to step you through the process of doing an Andy Warhol effect on a photo in Photoshop. If you have your photo, go ahead and open it. File open is the easiest way to do that. And then what we need to do is to select the figure from the background. If you go to your quick selection tool, you will pull it up. It might be behind the magic wand tool, so if it's there, just click on it and then switch. This will allow you to very quickly just kind of paint over the area that you need to select. So make sure you get everything. Something that you don't want, like down here in the corner, it selected something you don't need. All I have to do is hit and it do a minus sign, and then I can come back and fix that. So now that my figure is selected, I'm going to copy it, Control C, and then I'm going to do Control Shift V to paste it in place. And you'll see over on my layers panel is put it right on top of the first layer. Now I need to turn the image to black and white. So you can either go to Image, Adjustments, Black and White, and play around with that. Or you can go to Saturation, Hue and Saturation, Control U, and drag the saturation all the way to the left. I now need to adjust the levels. So the shortcut is Control L. That pops up. I'm going to try putting in 40 for the and midtones and 160 for the highlights. That's a starting point. If something seems a little bit too extreme, you can drag these little triangle thingies to adjust it a little more and get it how you want it. But you want a good amount of contrast here. Whatever looks the best for your photo. Now we're going to do the background black and white, image, adjustments, black and white. Okay, have that done. Now, if your background is really complicated, you may want to blur it. Simple, but I'm still going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, and you can adjust, the radius, make it blur as much as you want it to. Now my background is a little bit more blurred. You should have a link to a canvas texture. Already downloaded it, so now I'm going to open that. File open. I need to drag that texture on top of my photo. So you click it, you come up and hover on the other file and drop it down. I'm going to put it so it's on top. And this is a large one, so it should be the same size as your photo. If not, you can do Control T and resize it. So now that that's there, I'm going to change the blend mode. So I have the canvas layer selected. Where it says normal, change that to overlay. Just giving a little bit of texture onto the photo, so that way it's going to look like it's screen printed on canvas. All right, next we're going to start to make a label for each layer for the different parts of the photo. So one for the skin, one for the hair, one for the clothes, and so on. To do this is, sorry, I lost my spot on my list. Make a new layer. Paint right on top of it. So you'll be able to see where you're going, but it's going to protect the original layer. So I have my paintbrush tool. You need to pick an appropriate size. This will work. I'm going to just start painting in. Go right over my glasses for now. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get everything that belongs. Okay, the last video cut off, so I'm picking up where I left off. I finished painting in the skin. Now I'm going to hide that layer by hitting the eyeball just to make it easier to see, and make another new layer for your next body part, so you can go back and get the glasses, the eyes, the lips, all of the details that you want. And I'm going to make those visible so you can see. It doesn't have to match up perfectly, and you want to do a different color for each layer. Have all of that colored in. You're going to select one layer and then hit shift to go back and them. While they're all selected, go to new group from layers. I'm going to drag that behind my portrait. Now I need to change the blending mode, normal to multiply. The next step is to change the colors of my background. So I'm going to select. This way to do this is Control U to bring up hue and saturation. Hit colorize if you need to. And then I'm going to make my colors more saturated since my background was basically white. And I can just start to drag my little tab till I find a color that I like. Play with the lightness, make it lighter or darker. When you find a combination that you like, just hit OK. And then you need to save your file. You're going to save it two ways. First, as Photoshop document. I just called mine screen print one. You can call yours whatever you want. That's so you can keep your layers and go back and make whatever adjustments you want to later. And now I'm going to save it as a JPEG. File, save as, and then you just click where it says save as type and switch that to JPEG. Since I've already saved mine once, it's going to ask. Yours won't pop that up, but that's okay. Okay. Now you need to make 4 different versions of this layer. So fastest way to do that is to click on one thing at a time. I'm going to change my background color first. Do Control U and then just choose a different color I haven't used yet. And you just go through each layer, Control U, different one, and keep repeating that until you just like how the colors look together. What color should my hair be? Why not? And then, whoops. I'm going to save it as screen print 3. I need to do one more combination. Sometimes it's hard to remember what you did on the other ones, so just try to make them different. You can always make changes later if you need to. Green lipstick. We'll go for it. Okay. Screen print 4. And then in the next video, I will show you how we're going to put them all together. All right, I'm now going to make a new document that is big enough to put 4 of these together. It can either go 2 by 2 or you can do all 4 in a row. So I'm going to go to image, canvas size, and no, not go to image size and see how big this is. And my first one was 10 by 13 and 3. 13 and a third. So my new document is going to be 20 inches by 26.66. I did Control N to bring up File New, or you can go to File New. I'm just moving faster than the computer is here. Okay, change, not pixels. Let's see if I can remember. 20 by 26.6. I'm just going to keep the resolution at 72 since these are for web, how we're going to be turning them in. All right, now I'm going to open File Open and open my JPEGs. So you hold down Control, it will let you select more than one at a time. Okay, start to drag those over on top of my untitled document. And I'm going to put them in the corner when I drop them in. I'm done with that one, I can close it. Screen print 3. Drag and drop. Screen print 1. Drag and drop. Screen print 2. Drag and drop. And I'm going to arrange them in the way that I think looks the best. Of wanted the purple and the blue to be opposite or diagonally opposite, so the lighter colors then filled in. If you want to go back and change the color of anything, you can. But I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to do Save As, and I'm going to say Screen Print Final. It'd be a good idea to put your name in there. I'm going to go ahead and save it as a JPEG. And then that's what you guys will turn into Google Classroom. If you have any questions or you're confused, just email me or let me know. We can always Zoom and share your screen if you're really confused. I know that you don't all have exactly the same version of Photoshop, so it might look a little bit different, but you should still be able to get to all of these tools. So I hope you like this little tutorial and you can have fun with your photos.